has been from an ownership perspective. The company was originally formed by the two researchers, and then they added two more people. Okay, so in order to establish a company, they couldn't leave their jobs, right? Director of the Cleveland Clinic, no. Um, Medical doctor, no, they're not leaving their jobs to go work 100% time at Diapedia, right? But in order to get the funding, they have to have a principal investigator. So they hired a guy who was a retired engineer so that he could put 50% of his salary on the budget, and he would be the principal investigator for the company. You have to have a principal investigator to get the funding. But they decided to not only pay him, but also to pay him in stock. And then they brought in another partner, a fourth partner, who was an equipment manufacturer that makes these pressure mats that are used to measure pressure under the foot. So a strategic vendor, but they also gave him a substantial ownership interest in the company. And so now as the company develops and matures, the role of these two parties is diminished, yet they have a substantial ownership stake. And that gets to be problematic when it comes time to make decisions and they're not really active in the business and they're really not contributing anything, yet they hold a sizable equity interest. And I think that was a compromise that was made. We've compromised on, okay, we're not going to buy equipment from this guy. Maybe that's what we should do. But because he's a 20% owner, and we don't want to go through those hassles, we will. We'll continue to buy his equipment. So we've had to compromise there because of the initial ownership structure that probably was not equitable at the outset, and that would be a mistake. You'd go back and say, if you guys did this all over again, you wouldn't have done it that way.